everybody, welcome to WhatCulture Gaming. I'm Scott, joined by Josh.
Hello, Scott Telford.
Josh, my friend, on his birthday.
It is. What have you got for me on my birthday, man?
Other than a hug, mate.
Oh, hello.
Well, you know, he's got to have one of them. No, the thing that I've got for you, my friend, is the ongoing conversation around the fact that Xbox/Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard, everything that came out of that. One of the biggest talking points that we initially did a video on last week. And then all the technology ate itself. I didn't switch one of the audio feeds over, and then it meant that everything that I said wasn't on the video, which would please some of you, but it's not what had to happen. So either way, it's out there, the idea of Call of Duty going Xbox exclusive. This is obviously one of the biggest IPs that were acquired, and that was obviously the burning question around the deal going down. Even though it doesn't close until 2023, a lot of people were looking to Phil Spencer, to Xbox, to make some sort of statement on what the hell's going to happen. So let me produce this from my phone on the side, because we haven't got a little thing
Not yet.
in front.
Soon.
Are you holding that there?
Have you want me to?
So, Mr. Phil Spencer tweeted out that he's had some good calls this week with leaders at Sony. I confirmed my intent to honour all existing agreements upon acquisition of Activision Blizzard and our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Sony is an important part of our relationship. Sony is an important part of our industry, and we value our relationship. Which is a very fancy way of saying things.
Yes, it is, Scott. To me, that's very much them just kind of putting the ball in Sony's court and being
Yes.
like, now, if we have to take exclusive, it's going to be on you. We have expressed our desire to keep this on PlayStation consoles, and if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. That's the way I view this. The way Phil Spencer has been wording this in this interview and in others has been very strategic in my eyes. Not necessarily, nefariously strategic, but there's only so much he can say at this time. The deal is very fresh. It doesn't even, go in properly until 2023. I think it's June 2023. So
if
there's not much he can say. And he's kind of wanting to quell the worries that all of us had when that news was announced, right? But to me, I kind of see this as him saying that Call of Duty in some form is going to stay on PlayStation. I don't think he's lying there. But what form that's going to take is going to be interesting to see, because in my eyes, it's only going to be Warzone. Warzone is an established platform that exists right now on PlayStation. And I think you would just it would be a bad move to remove that from the PlayStation ecosystem, like he said. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to break up communities. But going forward, after 2023, you have to assume they're going to make this big franchise, at least the mainland games, Xbox exclusive. That's got to happen, right?
The thing that I feel like they're dancing around is the exact same thing that happened with the Bethesda deal, where in the months after last September or whenever the Bethesda thing went through, it was always, oh my god, is Elder Scrolls, is Fallout, is Doom, whatever, going to become Xbox exclusive? And Phil Spencer and Xbox wouldn't really clarify that for months. And eventually they sat down with Todd Howard and Pete Hines and all the rest of the dudes last March, and they did a video just saying that, going forward, all of these different IPs will be exclusive to platforms where Game Pass exists.
Yes.
And it means that they can say stuff like this, where they say, look, we have no intention of separating these things, we have no intention of pulling these things off or whatever, because they're going to be offering this stuff on Game Pass. I think that's going to be the absolute crux. Is Game Pass going to make it to PlayStation? Because they can literally just go, do you want Overwatch? Do you want Call of Duty? Do you want X thing?
Yeah.
It's on Game Pass. And if they want to tighten that noose even more, they can bring in Doom and Fallout and Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls 6 being a potential Xbox exclusive, or at least a Game Pass exclusive, they've bought so much bargaining power at this point.
Well, the interesting thing is, right, at the moment in time, the rumors suggest that Sony is currently ramping up for their Game Pass competitor, right, called Spartacus. I think the rumors were. So they're winding down PlayStation now, and they're about to launch, if these rumors are correct, a brand new service that is going to directly rival Game Pass. Wouldn't it just be like the biggest undercut in gaming history for then Microsoft to go, yeah, but you can only get Call of Duty if you have our service on your service, and if we're going to do this. That just, for my eyes, that makes something like Spartacus redundant, because you've got all of these third-party games on Game Pass, you've got all of these Xbox games on Game Pass, and from what the rumors suggest at this moment in time, the big PS5 exclusives, like God of War Ragnarok, for instance, later on this year, might come to Spartacus eventually, but the rumors suggest that they won't be there day one. So if that is correct, what does Spartacus have that Game Pass doesn't?
The thing that's hilarious is that obviously if you look at the timeline of the way this deal came together, the fact you can go to our other videos on this stuff, the fact that Bobby Kotick was looking to sell Activision because the jig was up in regards to all the different allegations, all the different abuse stories that were coming out about Activision, and the brand itself was kind of largely tarnished. Kotick was looking to get rid of it, etc., etc. That's what I mean, is the sheer timeline of the way that this came together. Xbox swooping in and Phil Spencer circumstance of putting the deal together and then acquiring Activision, Sony obviously didn't have much time to prepare for this. And when they announced, a couple of years ago that all the PlayStation 5 games were going to be £70, premium price points, everything else, that was their play to fly in the face of Game Pass. And there was all the quotes at the time. I think it was Jim Ryan saying that he didn't think the top tier games, the likes of a Naughty Dog game or whatever, were viable on a monthly Game Pass model. And that's obviously completely inverted. And obviously the likes of the current deal has forced their hand, and it's forced them to talk more about Spartacus and the potential of it, or at least get more rumors going doing the rounds. But the idea of a Game Pass service, the idea of God of War, Horizon, whatever it is, appearing day one, flies directly in the face of their £70 premium price point stuff.
It does.
And they're going to have to try and roll with that too.
That's the issue. Like they spent so many years putting up these walls almost against a conventional Game Pass. You had the $70 price point in them saying, people will pay for it. This is Sony. These are PlayStation exclusives. Like, people will pay the money. Then obviously they had PlayStation Now, which was all in on streaming. They tried to modify that. It didn't work. It worked a little bit. So now they have to tear those walls down before they re-erect this new idea. And I think that's going to be a lot for PlayStation fans to take, because it almost makes it feel, in my eyes, like they didn't have this planned out from the get-go. Like,
oh no,
they are reacting to current trends, and the current trends are certainly happening as this deal suggests. But it's going to be fascinating, and I just kind of bring it back to Call of Duty. I want to know how this impacts Call of Duty for the better, because in my eyes, we've mentioned this in podcasts and in previous videos that we've done on this.
Go subscribe.
Acquisition so far. Yes, please do go watch those. For me, like if you're going to put it on Game Pass, if you're going to make an exclusive, you need to take the resources that come with that and make this franchise better from the ground up. You need to reinvest in these teams. You maybe need to take it off an annualization process, maybe have them come out more sporadically, but you need to sort that shit out, man, because for the past decade, I would maybe even say, Call of Duty has been putting the train tracks in front of it as these things come out every year. And as we know now, from the Jeff Grubb piece, for instance, on why they sold up, that just wasn't sustainable.
Well, the thing is, it's really interesting seeing various veterans of the industry weigh in on this stuff, because I was listening to Nextlander. It's the team that was formed after some of the dudes left Giant Bomb, Vinny Caravella, Brad Shoemaker, and Alex Navarro. And they were talking about when Bobby Kotick started getting some steam behind Activision, he was openly talking about how he wanted to turn video games into consumer products.
Right.
And that's very much the way that he's ran Activision. Obviously, there's the annual model, like you mentioned, for Call of Duty, and a lot of us are sick of it. If that annual model, if it feels worthwhile every year, then a lot of people put up with it. Call of Duty is one of the biggest examples of it. People every single year going oh my God, it's another one, but okay, I'll get it. Yeah. The Call of Duty energy is strong every single year. But I challenge anybody to say that they finished the Vanguard single player. We certainly didn't, and it didn't happen. We played some multiplayer, and then we went and played some other stuff.
I've tried to play the Modern Warfare, right? 2019's Modern Warfare is a game I love. One of my favorite Call of Duties, if not my favorite, and I've tried to play the campaign 4 times. And I get to the same point every time, and I'm so close to the end, and I just don't finish it. I ended up watching it on YouTube, which I know everyone's going to hate now, and I'm so sorry, but there's just something about it. You know what I mean? We've played through so many of them, and no matter how polished they are, there's only so much time in your life for video games these days, and only so many times we can play through a Call of Duty campaign. And if it's your first one, that's probably awesome. If you've been here since Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty 4, we have, it's a lot of campaigns and a lot of short time.
We've been there since Big Red 1, and then all the way through to now. It's but that's the thing I was going to mention in regards to the annual model. Jason Schreier is already out there saying that one of the things they're exploring is the idea of relaxing that yearly model, which would be one of the go-to things that you would assume is also being addressed on the dev side. Because again, Phil Spencer, again, it was part of the initial stuff that came out about the deal, and with him saying he was looking forward to checking in with the amount of different teams they've just acquired, and he said he was looking forward to resurrecting some childhood favorites or something like that.
Like Guitar Hero, you said, I'm sure.
Possibly Guitar Hero, possibly Singularity. I don't know what the man has played. True Crime, I don't know. Just give me Tenchu Wrath of Heaven HD. But still, it seems like he is going to go into the guts of the way that things were operating. It's very much going to be a different ship entirely to the way that Kotick was doing stuff, which can only be for the better. There's all the conversations around whether the deal overall is good for the industry itself, the monopolization aspect of it. I get all that stuff, but you've got to look at the way that things were under Activision, and at least it's change. Yes. At least it can't be any worse.
That's the kind of thing I would sort of end on. It's like Microsoft are buying any company, and we have obviously these fears of monopoly and everything just being consolidated and stuff. For me, the silver lining is Activision. It might have gotten worse, but you like to think that under new management, it can't get worse. And you'd like to think that if you're taking on a company with this reputation, you have to solve its core issues. We can't still be talking about everything that we're talking about, from the abuse allegations all the way through to its game dev creativity. We can't still be talking about this stuff in 2 years' time. Like, Microsoft needs to sort that out, and you have to hope with this acquisition that they do.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, plus, like, you talk about talking about the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
As long as we've both been games journalists, we've talked about largely the same issues in regards to something like Call of Duty. So you would hope that stuff changes. But yes, let us know what you think overall down in the comments below. The idea of Game Pass going multi-platform and that being the way that Xbox gets these IPs, and make sure that these IPs stay on PlayStation. For now, I've been Scott from WhatCulture.com.
I've been Josh from WhatCulture.com.
And we'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sorry for looking that way. I had to speak into the microphone. The microphone is here. So I wanted to look at you guys, but the mic wasn't pointed at me. I'm so sorry.
We'll get it right next time.
We will.
Bye, though.
Bye.